Hello there everyone, and welcome back. This is Kyle from Twisted Modworks, and today we're doing something a little different. And here you go, in the box with the Nexus Pro, obviously you saw you get your barrel attachment, front sight, rear sight, stock blaster itself, a full dart mag, a half dart mag, and a half dart magazine adapter. And there you have it. So the Nexus Pro was a really cool, fun blaster, and let's be completely honest here, kind of paved the way for on-shelf performance springers. And I would like to think at least was one of the first blasters that came with a adapter so you could actually use your pre-existing talons and or katanas. I believe this was compatible with both. The included magazine is not a talon mag. You'll see it is not talon shaped, but the magazine adapter has a dual stage catch, which locks right there in the first stage and all the way up in the second, making this a universal adapter for a lot of blasters if you wanted to go ahead and use this as your short dart adapter. Now yes, the original Nexus Pro did come with full-length darts as well. You got a 12 full dart magazine, completely compatible with your Nerf mags if you did want to go ahead and use this with standard magazines, or if you had short dart mags that were full size but used half of it. Whatever way you really wanted to go ahead and do that, you did have the option with that to run both types. And then you have the Nexus Pro X. Now obviously it is a pretty big upgrade, being you can only use half darts. And this magazine is a talon magazine, meaning obviously the included talon mag inserts like such, and this does again have a dual stage magazine well, fully primed, inserted, and you can fire. That hurt, I will not lie, but that also means you can use your generic talon magazines, and this magazine well is very, very smooth, has a very nice feel to it. There is not a lot of anything in the way. I do really like how the blaster itself, at least in this scheme, is with the purple, the teal, the pink, the black, the darker pink, the orange. You get the metal from the barrel. And I'm not a big fan of this front grip, but there is things we can do to change that. I'm a huge fan of this dual stage mag release. I like being able to pull it like normal with my offhand, or be able to pull it with my firing hand without having to take my finger off of the trigger. Just a little thing to get used to. The stock on the Nexus Pro X is a lot nicer. Again, these are just a standard buffer tube style stock. Again, we all know this comes off. You can put adjustable ones in to up your FPS, but I like this stock a lot better. Just feels more secure on all of these steps. Just really feels nice, even on that last stock position. It's not gonna collapse on me, but is very nice for storage. And the stock has a little storage compartment, which they recommend to store your extra O-ring that they supply you. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but to each their own. But this is a cool little compartment for like a screwdriver or literally anything that you really want to put back there. Not sure what would actually fit, but you do have that option. And as well as the tactical rails on the side to hold something. This blaster comes with scar barrels. Now obviously they are to up your accuracy, not necessarily your FPS, because they do reduce, but this comes with the standard twist line scar on the box, that's what they call it. but this also does come with the roller bearings to just help that little bit more with your accuracy. Back to the original Nexus Pro. Now obviously you have a little bit different of a stock. There is no storage, there's nothing crazy. This does have an O-ring here and a O-ring here. So they do kind of give you the same options to be able to have your O-rings kind of stored in your stock, I guess. This had the dumb flip up sight, which you can't even extended. I can't see this sight picture. So I guess they wanted you to be able to use like a grenader style. It's annoying. Just take them off. These aren't proper sights, or print different sights, however you feel like you need to. But basically, you're not going to be using those. Now the scar from the Pro X does go in here. You will have a hell of a time getting it out. But I don't recommend forcing it in there because now I don't want to get it out. But anyway, it does fit. I have to get this out before I chrono, so let's see how that goes. With that settled and out of there, obviously the original Nexus Pro compared directly to the Nexus Pro X, it's pretty clear that they are about the same size. The Pro X is a little skinnier, and the barrel itself is about the same length. The priming handle is a little bit different, and obviously this just being skinnier, it is actually a little heavier than the Nexus Pro, but that is not a bad thing overall. But let's get to some FPS with half darts. All right, here we go with the included muzzle brake. 156.8. 153.5. 154.8. And now on to the Nexus Pro X. Again, we are just going to use the standard muzzle brake, none of the fancy scars here, because that's not going to help with our FPS anyway. I'm really looking forward to this. I want this to shoot harder. It feels like it primes harder. Let's find out. All right, guys, we have to beat a 156 for this to be better. Oh, help if I'm primed forward. 187, okay. Significantly better. 185.8. 188.3. One more just because I like firing this thing. 185.2. So there you have it. Out of the two, let's just be honest here. Obviously, the Nexus Pro X is the superior blaster, being for half darts. I still believe if you want to switch back and forth and you need an option where you can easily... The breech is closed. Easily change this out to go back to a full dart war. I think this is probably your best bet. That isn't something 3D printed or anything else. They are still on Walmart.com. You can still get them. If you're looking for a half dart blaster off the shelf, I think spring-wise, the Pro X is going to be your best friend. And why do I say that? I mean, let's just be honest, 185, 8 out of the box. That is amazing. The fact that this has a pusher-style breech system, which means that when you're locked in the forward position, you can see I had to fight to get that magazine out, where this is just so smooth and buttery. This has a pusher style, which pushes the dart into the front breech here, and the stock just being that little bit better. This does come with a scope, but I mean, let's That's ridiculous. It is literally way too big, I think, for the blaster itself. You can technically sight in through this, but there's really no point to that. I mean, you could just be funny and put it on the side if you're really wanting to use this chunk of plastic, but let's just be honest, you're not going to. What I do like the most is these detachable scar barrels. In all honesty, the roller style I think is super cool. Even with just the original one, I think you really are gonna see a difference in FPS, and they give you the ability to store them in the blaster itself. You get a side rail attachment for one of them, and you have a hole in the front of your blaster for the standard scar. Now, Nexus Pro X, let's be honest here, this is going to be my half-dart primary paired with a Dart Zone Venom Pro as a sidearm / secondary. This will be a half-dart loadout, eventually coming to the channel soon when we will be able to do that, but this is pretty awesome. I'm going to do a bunch of firing demos with this thing. Obviously, its compatibility with standard Talons is great, including my 3D printed Talon mags. There you go. The release on this one's a little weird, but I mean, including them, I mean, how could you not? That's the big one. These are the smaller ones, and they fit flawlessly. Now, who doesn't love that compatibility? And the craziest thing to me is they give you 2 of their 12 dart magazines with the blaster. 2 mags. Come on, this is what everyone should be doing. If you're buying a blaster that is not compatible with any kind of pre-existing Nerf magazine that a lot of people have that are getting into this kind of thing, 2 magazines should be standard. Obviously, the darts to fill them are preferred, and the fact that they are using Talon magazines for these things, or Talon style magazines, and they are identical, because this magwell is specific and is only for these magazines. But one other thing that I don't think a lot of people actually know about this is this magwell, as you can see, we'll get close up and personal here, this magwell is slightly flared. You can see this little edge right here, which means from any angle, you're able to find that very, very easily. Upon release, butter, you can come in from this angle, and it will feed itself in. You can straight, you can be way more aggressive, as long as you don't do that. You can be way more aggressive and get that in there every single time. Anyway, that is the comparison between the Nexus Pro and the Nexus Pro X. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer having the ability to switch back and forth between half and full, and have all the mod potential of the adjustable FPS dials and 3D printed spacers, which we're doing behind me? Or do you like the ability to shoot 180 FPS half darts directly off the shelf, but also have the same customizability as that as well? You guys let me know. Obviously, the plus is this is $50, $49.99 off the shelf. You get 2 12-dart magazines, 24 darts, 188 FPS out of the box, a bearing scar standard, and a AR-style grip, which you can replace with whatever you want. I believe that is standard, where the original Nexus Pro was not. Let me know what you guys think down in the description box below. We'll be tinkering with both of these coming soon to see mod potential without having to buy a thing. We'll see you guys in the next one, and as always, peace out, bros.